So I ended up making a circle cutting jig for my bandsaw. I had some 3/8 inch maple faced plywood kicking around, so that's what I ended up using. And what I ended up doing was creating a sliding dovetail arrangement with a pin at the end, an 1/8 inch pin. And so I can set my radius, different depths. I have put a locking mechanism, T-nut, with a screw on the bottom so I can lock it down. I also put a spline in the bottom so I can ride in the miter joint of the bandsaw. And I made a stop and a fine adjustment for getting the pin to line up exactly with the front edge of the blade for making the the circle without an issue. I also made a kind of a clip, if you will, to keep the front end from tipping back with the weight of the wood. So how this works is, line it up here. Like so. It rides in the miter saw. So this is important when you're doing smaller circles. You know, if you're doing a big, like 36 or 30 inch radius circle, you can't do it this way. You have to kind of just start out on the pin. But for smaller circles, what you want to do is kind of take your block of wood and ride it in the saw, and then spin your work around to cut the appropriate size circle. So that's why it's important to be able to slide it in like that. And the stop works in a way that's probably set up pretty well, but I can adjust it over here with this, kick it out or kick it in so it lines up well. Once I get the the measure off of this for the radius, which will be half the circle, I can when I get it measured where I want, I just lock it in by turning this a little bit, just put a little tension on it. Again, this is just a shallow dovetail, sliding dovetail, and it works pretty well. I cut out this big guy right here, 30 inch, for a friend that's going to use it for a bass drum cover. He wants me to do a 27 inch as well. So that's my homemade circle cutting jig for my bandsaw, and it didn't take me too long to knock it together, an hour or so. And it'll work fine. Before, I used to just clamp a board on, put a pin, and spin it around, but it wasn't very accurate. It was hard to get the pin to line up with the front of the blade. So this works so much better. I think what I'll do is put a mark off from the blade, various radius marks. And if I have to do something really big, this can be flipped around so it goes the other way.